Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 50 of the Geek Perspective. I am your host, Roy, and along with my co hosts, Derek and Tom. Today we are discussing TerraCon in Rhode Island in June, The Walking Dead from last week, and The Tiger King. So, what's up, guys?
What's going on, Roy? How you doing? How you doing, Derek?
It's surprisingly nice out. I thought it was going to be raining all day.
It is beautiful. I actually went for a run just not too long, about around 2 o'clock. I ran about 3 miles.
Nice.
It's warmed up big time here. It was chilly this morning, but then it's really warmed up.
Yeah, I thought I was like, oh, another miserable, especially after yesterday. Like after me and you met up, Derek. Oh my God, like that was insane. So me and Derek, I had to meet up with Derek yesterday to pass off the iPad, and we met in a parking lot, and holy shit, it was windy, man. I thought my door was gonna fly off, and then
I almost got blown away.
Yes, it was that bad. I handed it to him, then I had to jump back in the car just while he made sure it was all good before we took off, because it was just that miserable yesterday. So nice day today for sure.
Yeah, I took my dog out, and we're outside, it's pouring out, it's raining out, wind's gusting, and he's like, "Ooh!" He was having a party, and I was like, "Yeah, we're not staying out here very long." So I ended up bringing him out, 2 or 3 times over the course of the evening for short bits and running him around. But yeah, last night was tough.
Yeah, especially when there's nothing going on. Yeah, it's a very weird time right now. Very weird, weird time we're in.
You think about what's going on with all the illness. It's like, I never thought we'd ever see something like this. Everyone's at home. Well, most people are at home, and people are going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We're not used to this.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. You go on social media right now, and I mean, I'd say like 70% of it is just people just going absolutely stir crazy on,
Right.
because they're home. It's like, that's why it's like, people complained in the beginning. Even I probably did a little bit about being essential, but now I am kind of glad. It gets me out of the house, and something to do, and
kind of like a normal routine still for you.
Yeah, it's like at first I was just like, how is my job essential, blah blah blah, and now I'm kind of glad.
Although what it is too.
What's that?
It's that routine. That's what it is too. It's that routine.
Yeah.
You have to have the routine.
Well, yeah, because it's cool. It's cool to be home, but if there's nowhere to go, it's like, you know what I mean? It's just like
I feel like I would be okay because I just keep playing my video games.
I've been playing a lot. It just, I don't know. I wish I knew more people with Xbox, but.
What are you playing, Tom?
Actually, I've been playing the Walking Dead series. There, I'm on season 2 out of the 4 seasons right now.
You already stopped playing Friday the 13th?
Oh, I played that too. But I'm saying what I was playing this morning was the Walking Dead, because I keep forgetting I'm gonna sign up for the Xbox Gold Unlimited. I think I should have said that they have the first month's $1, so I figure I'll try it for a month, and then if I don't like it, I'll cancel it. But it's like their Xbox Gold Unlimited right now is $1 for the first month, and I guess it's a good deal, and it's the unlimited or the premium package or whatever. So figured I'd check that out so I could play more of the Friday the 13th game, because a lot of it, you have to be online. Just got to sign up for it.
So Derek, how's your new device working out?
It's working pretty good. I got it on 100%, so it's actually charged.
Nice.
Wow, you even charged it.
I know, I did something smart, huh?
So
I don't know how that happened.
A little tip for you, but I mean, I'm sure you already know this, but really with these iPads, don't charge it unnecessarily. You know what I mean? Like, don't, let it get down to under 20 or even better, under 10%, and then charge it all the way up. It's like, mine's fine, but I mean, I overcharged it probably a little in the beginning, so it definitely does not hold as long as when I first got it. So, as my
Isn't that the general rule for everything?
It is.
This I'd probably just charge it as I needed it. Like if I knew I was going to be on for like an hour or two, I probably wouldn't charge it again until I at the 5%. But I might only charge it for an hour after that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm just saying, just a tip. Like I said, mine's fine, but it definitely does not. It's like when I go on, if I'm on a long plane ride, my iPad, what I mean by long is from, here to LA or something, like a 6-hour flight. So
Rich is expecting the apocalypse to start.
Dude, I had the weirdest dream the other night. And hi, Linda. I had the weirdest dream about like how
hi, Lindy,
and about the apocalypse, like how this COVID was people are getting the coronavirus, you know what I mean? And but they were turning into zombies. It like legit like felt real, but it wasn't like your Walking Dead zombies or your 28 days later zombies. It was like this new kind of zombie that was from the flu. I don't know. It was the most bizarre dream I've had in a really long time.
Would you say it like a premonition?
Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe I'm a precog. So.
Are we ready to get into this first topic?
Sure are.
All right. So I don't know if you've all heard, but Rhode Island Comic-Con Altered Reality is coming back in June for TerraCon, which was, if you follow our show, it's the first con that I actually volunteered at. Really cool con. I don't know. Have you guys ever been to a TerraCon?
No, that's why I'm bummed about because I honestly don't think it's going to be happening. But it's like a miracle
at this point for this to happen.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Yeah, I'm bummed. I really wanted to go. I had some, I had some pops that I wanted to get signed and all that good stuff. And yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be happening. I mean, I could be wrong, but June's right around the corner.
Yes. And it's going to be held at the Rhode Island Convention Center. And it's going to be June 13th and 14th, as you see scrolling on the bottom of the screen. The hours for the convention is going to be Saturday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And obviously for the VIP guests, they get to come and go in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they get bumped up in lines and blah, blah, blah. So if you want to be a VIP, go for it. If you want to volunteer, though, again, Tom and I both don't think it's going to happen. But if you want to volunteer, just go to the website. It's www.theterracon.com. On the right of the screen, up in the right-hand corner, you'll see a volunteer button. Click that and just fill out the information. Bada bing, bada boom. You can sign up and volunteer.
So before all this happened, did you guys decide whether or not you were going to volunteer or just go as guests?
We had never really pinned it down what we were going. I think we were leaning more towards guests, weren't we, Roy?
Yeah, I was definitely leaning towards guest. Yeah.
Yeah, because that way we weren't committed to go both days if we didn't want to, and be kind of fun just to, we were always doing Rhode Island as.
And I thought if we went as guests, we're going to be starting a new podcast. It's so everyone out there in La La Land wants to know. We're planning on starting a new podcast, a wrestling podcast. And I mentioned to Tom we should get some cards made up and head them out to the wrestlers about being on our show, which would have been great for our show if they were having it.
Yeah.
But Anything to screw us over. This virus is screwing me and Tom over.
Yeah, would have been. I mean, we still have I'll still have some cards made up. Like I said, my brother has a guy, so that he uses
Nice to have a guy
for the landscape business. So yeah, I'll still have them made up. But yeah, I honestly, yeah. But so who's gonna be there if it does happen, Roy?
Assuming it does happen, it seems to be Halloween seems to be the main headline group.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through all the guests real quick, and if you guys want to talk about one of them, feel free. So right off the bat, Alex Vincent from Child's Play is going to be there.
Now he was the young boy, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I'm pretty positive he was the boy in the original one. I think.
I believe so, but I can't remember last week. Never mind, 30 years ago. His autographs are 30 and the selfies are 20. Very reasonable. Very reasonable. Now, Bob Elmore is going to be there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and his autographs are $25. Which is really cheap, which I'm like, that's going to be a typo. I would think it'd be a little more expensive.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite, and I have one of the pops, but I was kind of hoping to get God, you said Bob Elmore, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I forget who. I would have probably got his autograph, honestly. I mean, I don't know on my pop because I was kind of saving it for the creator of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I forget his freaking name right now, but he was definitely one I would have been interested. Same with Alex Vincent. I would have been. I love Chucky. I love Chucky.
And for $30, I mean, that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
At Comic-Con, the average autograph I would guess is probably around $50 at Comic-Con. And then that's average. I think.
Yeah. I would say 40 to 50 is pretty much that's average, kind of low almost now at that
right
point.
Yeah, exactly.
40 or 50 is like not bad, and which is still a lot of money.
Yep.
Oh, that's who I really wanted to get Toby Hooper. He did
yes
for my Leatherface.
I would love to have Toby Hooper.
For my Leatherface, pop, I wanted Toby Hooper, but I'd consider getting another one just for Bob Elmore to sign.
You could have all the signatures on the same pop.
Yeah, you can. People do that too. People do that. I
want a Pinhead, the original Pinhead, to be there. He's the only one I need. I'd have all the Pinheads.
Yeah, you have every other one. That's cool too.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Just need him. It's the only one I need.
Is he the hardest one to get?
Yeah, because the last couple of times he was advertised, he had to cancel for various reasons. And when I was there, the people I was with, can't think of her name, the female Pinhead, and she said that he was doing less autograph signings at that point. So I don't know what was going on. So we'll have to see on that.
He's just trying to avoid you, Roy.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm sure he is. It'd be the first time that I had a collection of autographs on anything. I think I'm not a huge autograph person, but I think having all of them would be pretty cool.
Oh, dude, if you had, I mean, even just having a few is cool. So having it all would be, that would be like a photo action right there.
I'll show the photo sometime. I have it upstairs. I'll have to show it on the show. But we'll go back to the list here. Feel free to pop in if you guys want to say anything else. Kris Owen, he is from The Mist, American Pie, and his autographs are 30, and selfies are also 30. Now, I'm going to mess up this name. Daeg Faerch, Daegfaerch. I meant to look this up how to say the name, and I totally forgot to do that. In Hancock, Pushing Up Daisies, and Halloween. And autographs are 30, and selfies are also 30. And this is for Tom. David Howard Thornton from The Terrifier, Nightwing, Escalation. Again, autographs are 30, and selfies are 30.
Art
like,
the
oh,
Clown,
Tom
if you
one his
guys
autograph.
don't know. Art the Clown. It's
He was creepy.
Yeah, really, really good indie horror. Did they ever make I know their Terrifier 2 was in the works. I don't know if it ever came out. Yeah, I love it. I've seen people with custom Funkos of Art the Clown. I hope at some point
I can't believe they don't have one. I cannot believe they do not have one.
I think
He
they
is a
will.
creepy character.
I think they will. You know, and part of it is it's like the first film, you know, it's very independent, you know what I mean? And they, you know, Funko, they go for the big lines first, you know, they where they know they're gonna make money. Which, just speaking of which, I heard that they're sorry to jump in, but Funko, they're not bringing in as many Funkos into the United States right now, and some lines that they've said are coming out may not be coming out this year until more is settled with the COVID, but expect to see less coming out of Funkos.
Guess it'll just make it more valuable until the rest of the supplies are able to go everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That's right. All right, so back to the list. John Kaiser, Tales from the Crypt, another great show. Peach Dragon, and his autographs. This is a common theme: $30 for an autograph and $20 for a selfie. And someone I actually know, Kadrosha Ona Carroll, the queen of the paranormal, and her autographs are $30, and her selfies are free, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
And then right.
That is cool.
You don't see that very often.
No.
And then my main man, Kane Hodder.
Nice.
Friday the 13th, Fear Clinic, Hatchet, which is a great movie. If no one's ever seen the movie Hatchet 1, 2, or 3, you're missing something special. Awesome freaking movies. His autographs are $50 and selfies are $20. And I would actually get his autograph. What I would do is, if they were going to be having it, I would buy a Jason mask. Probably. I don't know if he would necessarily be the mask from his movie, but I would get a Jason mask and have him autograph it. I have an autograph from years and years ago, but I would definitely get a mask autograph. That'd be freaking awesome. And Christina Khalib, Hellboy, Professor T, and again Halloween. Her autographs are $30 and selfies are $30. The great Linda Blair, who's another one I consider getting an autograph for.
Oh,
The Exorcist.
She's gonna be there. Oh my God! I got you know. I've been looking for another Linda Blair pop, Exorcist pop. I think I traded it to you or sold one to you, and then I've been looking to get another one. I didn't know she was gonna be there. Oh
yeah, I'll tell you, man. I'm like, it's a good thing we're going as volunteers. I'm gonna be buying some autographs, and I'm not an autograph person. But there are 2 or 3 at least I would be getting.
yeah.
And again, I would have the pop sign. I was going to bring the pop and have her sign it.
I'm gonna have to find. Well, I mean, like I said, I still don't think it's gonna happen. But I'll still look.
I'm hoping. I'm freaking hoping.
Yeah, I'm still gonna look for a pop, one of those Funkos.
She's probably the most expensive. Her autographs are $60 for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
and
that's still not that bad though.
No, not at all. Now, R.A. Mihailoff, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, another one. I thought of Tom. Slasher.com, his autographs are $30 and his selfies are $30. Scott Porter from Haunted Towns, Haunted Live, Ghost Asylum, autographs are $20. Scout Taylor Compton, who I've actually met, really nice girl, from Nashville, Gilmore Girls, which I didn't know she was actually in Gilmore Girls. And Halloween, autographs $30, selfies $30. This is like a really cheap con. It really is.
Why don't you change the name of it 30 for 30? No, 30 and 30.
I'm telling you, I'm reading it. I'm like, this can't be right. And here we go, Tom. The Horror King Vincent, professional wrestler. Autographs $20, selfies $20. And then here's another one that I would want to get. Tyler Maine.
Yes.
Halloween, yes. X-Men and Troy. Autographs $40 and selfies $30. Then the man who made me buy him cigarettes, William Forsythe,
Nice.
Devil's Rejects, The Rock, Boardwalk Empire. 40 for an autograph, 40 for a selfie. And when I first spelled his name, I spelled it so wrong. Zach Galligan. I spelled it Gilligan when I first was writing it.
Gremlins.
And yes, Gremlins, Waxworks, 30 for an autograph. Selfie was 20. Now, there's some pretty cool people on that list. And I was like, man, this is probably not going to happen. But if a miracle does happen, I'm spending some money. And we got some paranormal people here. But there were no prices for these, so they're probably gonna be selling like books and stuff. Carl L. Johnson, he's gonna be there. Jason McLeod, also gonna be there. He's a paranormalist, and Carl L. Johnson is a paranormal investigator and demonologist. Keith and Sandra Johnson, that's Kyle, Keith is Kyle's brother. I've actually met them. And we've actually talked on several occasions about me going on an investigation with them because they're demonologists. And if we ever came across something demonic ourselves, I wanted to know how to deal with it. And they actually said that I could contact them if we had any issues. And
Nice.
they would give us a hand. Ken DaCosta, another nice guy from Rise Up Paranormal Society. Paranormal New England, they're a research investigation team. Penny Dreadful. She's a horror hostess.
The Penny Dreadful is a great show. Was a great show on, what was it, Showtime or HBO?
Yeah.
I think it was HBO.
Was it HBO? I forget which one it was on. There's supposedly gonna be a sequel or some sort of
show
spin-off coming out of it. I loved that show. That was a great show.
Yes, this has nothing to do with the show.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay. Because
no, this is not. This is just, she's just a hostess. I thought the same thing.
Well, you know what Penny Dreadfuls are, right? You guys, what's that?
Nope.
Penny Dreadful. They were they were papers that came out, especially back in London, back in the 1800s, early 1900s. That were like horror stories, and they were a penny. So that's where they got the Penny Dreadful. They were just like little newsboys or whatever would sell them on the street for a penny, and they were called Penny Dreadfuls.
Sorry to laugh at Tom. Rich writes, when Linda asks about me, tell her I'm busy. Random. All these people, by the way, and even the celebrities, they're all there as of right now, Saturday and Sunday. Scott Wolter, he's there again Saturday and Sunday from the show America Unearthed. Stephanie Burke, who I met when we did an investigation with Tim Weisenberg on Halloween. They have a radio show called South Coast Radio Paranormal.
Oh, okay.
We did it about 5 years ago. My paranormal team was one of the 30 teams out on Halloween night doing an investigation at haunted places. We were on the radio. It was a really cool night and really nice people. So she's a psychic medium also. So she's actually doing readings at the convention. So that'd be kind of cool. And I mentioned Tim Weisenberg also is going to be there. And he's the host of Spooky South Coast Radio, paranormal investigator, really nice guy. So that is the list as of now. But there are some photo ops, and I want to list some photo ops for you guys. But before that, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Click that little bell so you stay informed of all that cool stuff we have going on. And make sure you comment on this video and tell us what you think about Comic-Con. Because Derek actually cares, believe it or not.
I do.
Derek hates everybody, just so you all know. Let me buzz through these photo ops real quick because photo ops are really popular. I'm just gonna. They're all Saturday and Sunday. I'm just gonna buzz through them real quick. If you guys want to talk about it, we'll talk about it afterwards. Alex Vincent, $50. Bob Elmore, $45, really cheap. Kris Owen, $40. Dag Frack, I'm so saying that wrong. $50. John Kaiser, $40. Christina Khalib, $50. Linda Blair, $60. R.A. Milanoff, $50 for a pro photograph. Scout Taylor Compton, $50. Tyler Maine, $50. William Forsythe, $60. Zach Galligan, $40. My boy, Kane Hodder, $60. Man, these are cheap. These are really cheap. And chances are this is not going to happen. I was going to be like you, Derek, this year. I was going to spend some money. So I was like, I'm like I said, I'm not a big, even photo op person, but these prices are so cheap, and people are like, that's expensive. At Comic-Con, some of the photo ops like $80, $90.
Mhm.
Derek paid for one. Didn't you pay for a group one for like $200 or something like that, Derek?
Yeah, it was like 230.
It was a
bucks,
group
but there was, like,
autograph,
nine,
so it's
but there was
worth
9
it.
people in there too.
Right.
So like,
It was worth it. But so they can get up there. So $50 for a professional photograph with a celebrity is pretty badass.
Yeah.
And if you ever met Kane Hodder, the dude's a fucking crazy shit.
I think even last year's Comic-Con, I think I did like a crazy one. I think it was 180 for the Smallville trio.
All right, someone's telling Ricky's cute. Linda said, I thought Linda Blair. Linda Blair is there, Linda. Well, she was going to be there until the corona.
Yeah. Like I said, it's going to be really interesting, the whole Comic-Con business, their model, and everything after the COVID pandemic comes to an end.
Yeah, we were discussing earlier that Tom was wondering, and he's not the only one. It's being said all over the place. How is Comic-Con in general, TerraCon, Comic-Con, all in the same umbrella? How these conventions going to be after this is all over? Like, is it going to go back to be the same? Is everything going to change? Like, we don't know until it ends.
Yeah.
I also think it depends on the location of the convention.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, if New York Comic-Con happens, I'm willing to bet, well, the people that cosplay are going to be wearing masks anyway, but almost everybody might be wearing a mask if you go to the Javits Center. If it's at the Javits Center.
I think people will, but I think if it's open, if they're having it, I think you won't see as many people as you think.
Or it might be like more
people
spread out.
People get over stuff quickly here. And they shouldn't, but they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, part of me hopes it goes back to normal, but I don't know that it ever will. Maybe it will. We talked about it off camera. Roy thinks that it will. I'm not as sure. Like even concerts, stuff like that. Anything. I'm just curious because I don't know. It could go. It could just go back to being normal. We could just be packing ourselves into rooms like sardines again, and come September. But I don't know
what's going to happen within a year. Assuming we don't have an actual apocalypse and like this virus never goes away, assuming everything goes back to normal as far as the virus goes, like it should, I think within a year, literally everything will be like it never happened, and the people will move on. And I say this with 100% certainty because we have people dying every day, and you have people still going out in public in the streets playing basketball, playing football. If people cared, they wouldn't be doing that. I do believe.
And part of me hopes that you're absolutely right. And I think there is a section, a huge cross section of people that just, this is not, you know what I mean? They'll be going back to it. But I do think there's going to be another huge section of people that this is going to alter how they, congregate in groups in the future. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's just a really weird thought to think about, because it just, like New York Comic-Con, that's usually I believe it's like in September, October.
It's
New York
usually
Comic-Con.
Columbus Day weekend.
What's that?
It's usually Columbus weekend.
Okay, so October. So my guess for New York Comic-Con is probably not going to happen. even if this is all done by September or even later August.
No, why risk it?
Yeah, I mean, New York is getting devastated right now.
Not only that, they're actually saying this. The government has said this could come back in the fall.
Yeah. That's. I mean, China's already ramping up for a second wave. It's they think it's mutating, and people might be getting either a mutated version of it a second and third time and stuff. It's they're not 100% sure on the whole. Initially the thought was you get it, you pass it through your system, and then you can never get it again. And now they're fine. They think they've found people that may have had it up to 3 times. Now, not exactly the same because it's mutated a little bit here and there, but so it could. I would think even if stuff was back to normal, you won't see New York Comic-Con. I know San Diego Comic-Con is July, and I think they're pushing for a September now. And I don't even think that would happen in September. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con, hundreds.
They can easily do virtual cons, though.
Yeah.
They could very easily. Didn't someone just have one?
Funko did it with the Funkos. Yeah, that's where I got the two my last 2 Funkos, because Emerald City got canceled. So they did virtual cons. It's not the same, but they did some of the, they had, Q&As with people, stuff like that. And then they released, because, part of cons is the exclusive memorabilia and collectibles, and, some are shared with stores and others are just strictly for the con. And, but Funko made it open to everybody through a virtual con. You had a chance at every single one of the exclusives, whether it's a Funko or a Fig Pin or because I mean, there's a lot of collectibles aside from Funko out there too. So
I'm an exclusive fan. Tom actually got my first ever exclusive. Remember what that was, Tom?
Your first ever exclusive what, Funko?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh God, I don't.
It was It. Remember the black and white It character?
Oh yeah, that's right. Rhode Island.
You're like, dude, they got a million of them down there. Go get one. I'm like, yeah. He goes, no, go get one. And
yeah.
He got me going down there. Basically threatened me, go down and get one. And got my first. And I actually got my buddy's daughter one for Christmas.
Nice.
Or her birthday or something. Yeah, still have it. It's actually a pretty cool Funko, actually. I like the black and white look.
Yeah, and they used the original mold on that one and not the newer one, where it's the newer one most people like, but there's something about that original mold that just like
it's classic.
Yeah, it's classic, and it's so like kind of like kiddish, but that I feel like it makes it even creepier. You're looking at it and it's like, oh, that looks like a toy for a kid, but then you're like, oh no, wait a minute, that's It. That he eats
Pennywise.
So yeah, that's a cool.
All right, ready to jump into some Walking Dead talk after the Corona?
Yeah,
that's kind of a nice segue, actually.
Yeah.
So you both watched episode 14 last week?
Yep.
Look at the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get into a big synopsis. We're just going to talk about it a little bit. So what you guys think about when they showed the flashback of Carol releasing Negan to go do her bidding, basically?
I thought it was, the right move. Like I said, I knew, like, I read the comic, so I knew that in the comic, Negan, he infiltrates the Whisperers and he decapitates her, and that's how he makes up for what he, and then he comes back with the head and presents to everybody. And, they have been, they don't follow the comic book word for word 100%, but they kind of keep some ideas and stuff. And I'm glad they kept that. And then what they did with the whole Carol stuff, it just made sense to me. I was fine. For me, it was good because it made sense within the story. It's like, oh, okay, yep, I can see that. Boom, it makes sense. It's legit to me. I had no issues with it.
I'm oblivious to the world because I was shocked when I realized it was Carol. I shouldn't have been shocked because she's crazy, but I was totally shocked. What about you, Derek?
I wasn't shocked because she's had like a crazy streak the last few weeks.
Yeah, she is crazy.
She led them to like,
go ahead, Derek.
I was gonna say like a couple weeks ago, she led like the group to like almost their demise in the cave.
Yeah, like all to that death. It was like, all right, follow me. Yep, we're all gonna die. And it's Carol's fault. I thought one of the cool parts of the actual show was and Linda actually was talking to me about it at work, was Carol having visions of Alpha when she's walking through the woods. And it was kind of sad because I'm like, I'm a big fan of Alpha, and knowing this is her last episode probably was like, holy Jesus, this is it. And she was a very, very cool character.
Yeah, I like Alpha. I'm never a huge fan of that whole device of the device I'm talking about when in shows and movies when they're talking to a dead person like that. You know, it's, I don't know, there's something about it. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's like,
same here.
It's an overused trope within movies and horror and stuff. And I you know, and it wasn't bad. I'm glad that Alpha got it. Like you said, I'm a fan of Alpha. I'm a fan of Samantha Morton. I think she's a great actor. But I don't know. I've just never been a fan of that whole, you know, I'm talking to this dead person now. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. What about you, Derek?
I mean, like, it's probably overplayed more than it, like a lot, because I don't think it's just related to like this genre. Like, I think it's everywhere.
Yeah. Good point. I didn't mean to say just in this genre. It's overplayed in literature, in every medium there.
And it's always like they're using that dead person like get over that last hurdle, like to clear their mind back to normal or something.
Yep.
Although like Rick, it was like he pretty much saw everybody.
Yeah, I know. Like, wait, dude, are you drunk? Like, what is wrong with you?
Rick.
Yeah. Well, what did you guys think when Beta finds Alpha's head? I thought he was gonna go ape shit. I thought he was gonna go off and just start killing everybody.
I kind of wanted to see that.
Me too. I wanted to just snap instead of going a killing spree and just wipe everybody out. That'd been awesome.
Yeah, it's, you know.
Too bad my friend Kris isn't watching because Tom, you met him at Comic-Con, didn't you? When we were with the Sons of Anarchy guys.
Your friend, I don't, maybe. I mean, you got any other information besides his name being Kris?
No. Oh no, his name was Ryan Hurst. But my friend Kris, I wish she was listening because she loves Ryan Hurst. And when I told her that I was having lunch with him and the rest of the cast,
I thought, yeah, I remember Ryan Hurst. I don't, but you were saying, don't I remember your friend? I thought.
No. I said, don't you remember? I wish my friend was here listening.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. Yes, I remember.
I worded it wrong.
Ryan, yes, because I remember shaking his hand and my hand just disappearing inside of his freaking catcher's mitts of freaking hands, man. He's a big dude.
That's what I kept saying when I came back to work. I was like, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, TV does not do him justice.
No, he is a big man.
And Beta, a country singer, which I guess is from the comics, right, Tom?
Yes, he was. I don't know if they use the same exact name. It's like those, you know, the last 50 issues I've read, but I don't remember him well and stuff. But yes, he was a musician in it, and then I don't remember if he was called Half Moon or not. So, but I do like that they gave him a backstory. Cool little thing about that too is the song that you hear him was actually, I believe, written but indefinitely performed by
Ryan Hurst.
No.
Yeah, he's singing the song.
but before that, I said written,
Oh,
and
it was written by the girl by
she was in
she's
on the
she's on
show.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Yes.
the sister there, Beth.
Yes.
Beth, right? Is her name
The
Beth?
blonde chick. The blonde
Yes.
girl.
Yeah, Beth. She who was at Comic-Con last year, actually. Yeah, she wrote that and performed that.
She's tiny.
What's that? Yeah, she is.
As Ryan Hurst is huge, she is so tiny.
Yeah.
you just want to pick her up and cuddle her. You're so cute.
And she's a lot older than what she played in the show, you know.
Yeah, she looks older too. Not in a bad way, but like, you know.
Yeah, she's a lot.
She was like a young girl, you know.
I believe she's like 29 or something like that. Later.
Yeah, I think they're close to 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still not up there, but you know, she's a woman. She's not a girl. So this is for Derek. What did you think about Beta tearing off Alpha's face and putting it on his mask after it got torn off? You must have loved that scene. I was like, this is awesome.
I wasn't surprised. Like, he seemed like he would be that person because like he literally followed her without question.
I was scared when he was bringing the head to that place. I'm like, don't be a perv. That's all I kept thinking was, dude, don't be a perv. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Did you like what he first did with the head before he took it off the spike and like used it to just like what's she saying and then pushes the head?
And like, dude, don't listen to him. Like, moron. You deserve the day. And then you have Daryl and Negan meeting up.
Dude, so just sorry. Emily Kinney, Beth.
Emily Kinney.
35.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, way older than I thought. Yeah. Well, not, she's 34 right now. It should be, her birthday is right around mine. She'll be 35 and then August 15th, right? So, older than I thought. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought she was around 30. So Negan and Daryl meet up. Obviously, Daryl doesn't trust him. So smartly. And then you have the Whispers showing up. And then Negan's like, hey, look what I found. Da, 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 da. And then he wipes them out.
I like that he convinced them to give him the revolver.
Yeah. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm going to what's going through Daryl's head. Because it's like, you can't trust Negan. I'm thinking Daryl's going to try and get out of this and get himself shot. Not die, but he's going to get himself shot. And then Negan will have to save his life. And then Daryl will really be pissed off then.
I liked it. I liked how the story played out. It made sense. I even liked how the actors played it. You know, it's funny you bring it up because like what Daryl's thinking, he's been talking about that saying and how he wasn't a fan of the whole like Negan's whole character progression because he doesn't trust Negan. And then through all this and with Negan showing him and then, you know, the head and then the scene where they show up and go to do it, it's like now he's got to trust him. You talk about how difficult it was as a character now, you know what I mean? Because it's like this guy that he's just had hate for so long, you know what I mean, did change. And he now the character Daryl you know has to adapt and adjust, you know. It's so I thought it was fine. It made sense. I mean, this whole season's been pretty damn good, or at least the second half of this season's been pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, the story's going really quick now.
This wasn't my favorite episode. I liked the episode, but it definitely wasn't my favorite of the second half of the season. But also, some of these episodes have been so amazing that it's hard to compete sometimes, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes it a lot tougher. And Eugene finally goes hunting for his girlfriend. You knew that was coming to a head. Yeah. And I thought he was going to go by himself. I'm like, he is not going to survive. I hope he doesn't go by himself. And then sure enough,
and then
Miko go with him.
And then they run into, or we get introduced to Princess.
Yeah, get to meet Princess. But before that, though, how about, and it must have been her setting up those walkers in those funny situations.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't seem very
Kinda
happy
hard not
about
to
it.
notice everybody's like chained up,
Not this chained up though.
but like they're
The way
dressed cute, but like the parts where they're
do it
Yeah.
like performing scenes.
like
Go back and watch it. You guys are missing something.
it's the tea party in the antique shop. You got the cop
Yeah.
with the
Yeah, I don't know
You
what
guys-
I'm supposed to say about
You guys don't seem very thrilled by that. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
You guys like whatever. like
Sorry, we're
move
not
on.
all excited like you were and Ezekiel was.
Because black people apparently like funny things. I guess I don't know. But yeah, but when I met Princess, because I didn't read the comics, but I heard a rumor that she might be coming on.
Yeah, she was. People have been waiting for her to come on. I actually have her first appearance in the comic somewhere in my loads and loads of comic books. But yeah, she's a fun character. I hope they do her justice in the TV show because she's fun.
She was overly excited to see them too. She was very happy.
Well, she hasn't really talked to anybody in over a year. So
really?
I'm assuming they're going to keep that part of the story. That's why I didn't say spoiler ahead of that, because that's not really a big deal. You know what I mean? But yeah, you'll find, she's very talkative and stuff because she really hasn't seen another live person in a year or 18 months or something like that. It's, she's been just on her own. So, but she's badass too.
So next week's gonna be really interesting. Looking forward to next week's episode.
A little crazy in there too.
Yeah, I think you got to be in this world,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody that survives is 100% sane.
Yeah, and especially now, God, we're over a decade into the apocalypse. You know what I mean?
If you were sane, you're probably going a little crazy.
Yeah, and it's like that's a decade into the apocalypse. God, we're only a couple months into our apocalypse, guys. I mean, so.
And a couple of interesting notes from last week's episode. It was the first episode where Denai Guerrera isn't in the credits. I didn't realize that till I read that. I'm like, that's right.
Oh, Michonne.
Yeah, first one, and then the last episode of Alpha, which is another big name for a short time being on the show. She became a huge name. A great actor, Samantha Morton.
Yeah, she's great.
I'm interested to see more of her stuff, whatever she's going to be on, what she's going to be doing. I'll be checking her out.
She's great.
And then it was Ryan Hurst's idea to be a country singer, because at first they wanted him to be, he was going to be an athlete. And I don't know if I read it correctly, but I thought I read that in the comic book, the person was a basketball player.
No, I was pretty sure they made me. I'll look it up because I'm getting confused now. We were talking about that. I was just
whatever sport it was, they said his body, he didn't have the body type for it. And so that he mentioned, how about doing a country singer?
Yeah, I thought he was a musician in the
and I guess with that song, the album that they showed in the episode, I guess was on the other Walking Dead show, Fear the Walking Dead.
Yes. Cool. I'm seeing what he was in the comic. You guys can keep talking.
Come on, Derek, say something.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're right. And that's what it was. I was getting confused. He was an actor, but he was also a basketball player. I was getting a musician and actor confused. I thought I was thinking he was always the musician, but that's right. He was an actor. But yeah, he was. Yeah, in the show, he's a country singer. So that's what it was. Okay.
Do you think he's gonna go crazy and sing a song before he goes into one of the territories?
It's a good episode. Good episode.
It's a very good episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening next week. All right.
Is next week the finale, or is it 2 weeks?
No, it's 2 weeks. Next week, episode 15 is next week.
Yeah. and it's not the real finale, right? It's just the last episode because they didn't finish the actual season finale will be coming out later in the year.
Right. So
yeah,
we'll have to wait.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys ready to talk to Tiger King?
He's the real musician.
Yes. Although, you know what I did read? That a lot of the songs they're done by this like this little band that he know. I shouldn't say little. I don't know that they're little, but I've never heard of them. And he's just kind of lightly sings over it. You know, it's like a band did a lot of the songs. Maybe even one of the more famous ones. They didn't say all the songs because I don't think they knew for sure. But he did not write and perform all those songs. So. What a show. What a show that was. I mean, everybody's talking about it. It was wild. I totally understand your viewpoint, Roy, on, you know, just being, you know, it's like it's essentially trash TV, you know what I mean? It
felt like it was like a reality show.
Yes, you know, I said it to you guys, I think it was you guys in the text, how they've really perfected on how this whole docu-series, how to keep you on the edge of your seat and, you know, make it, you know, people want to watch it, because it's I mean, in reality, I would not be interested in these people. You know, they do a really good job at marketing it.
Well, you have the fact that they're doing a part 2, and then possibly, and they're actually in setting up doing a movie.
Yes,
we'll get into that.
The one that's in the works right now is actually a Carol Baskin story.
It's just her story.
But Joe will be in it, you know, because they've been talking about who would, but it would be more. It's what's being worked right now. And worked is a light term because I don't know how much they can actually do, you know, with everything going on. That it's gonna, you know, Carol Baskin would be the main focus of that story.
So would it be like the same story but her side?
Probably something like that, you know, I would guess. You know,
Kate McKinnon's playing her in the movie.
Yes, which is cool. I love
Kate McKinnon.
She's great. She's very fun.
Executive producing, and she's playing her. I'll watch it because she's in it.
Yeah, very funny, very talented, Kate McKinnon.
I know most of our people haven't seen this movie, so we'll give them a little bit of a insight into some of these characters, and they are characters.
Yes,
and just so everybody knows it. Yep, it's on Netflix. Its original release was March 20th, 2020, and we're gonna start with Joe Exotic.
Joe.
The best way I can describe him, he's a flamboyant owner of the Greater Wynwood Exotic Animal Park, and he's gay. He's right out there. He admits it, and he's downright crazy.
Picture, and whatever you think of David Spade, whatever, but picture a gay Joe Dirt. Now, David Spade, I know people, he might be gay. No, but the character Joe Dirt, just picture that. But he has 2 husbands and is and deals in exotic tigers and stuff. It's wild, guys. Joe, I mean, he's got the mullet like Joe Dirt. I mean, if he doesn't seem like a real person. It just he does not seem like a real person, and he is. And what I've been reading about it is that he was even nastier in real life. Like, he came across as almost likable at points in the show or in the docuseries, but apparently he's very, very unpleasant person to be around in real life.
Well, I could have guessed it just by the way he had his husbands and
2 husbands.
He was a scumbag.
You 2 husbands. I mean, all his husband. Oh, and that's another thing I read too. It was, you know the producer in it, the guy that was going to do the
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yep.
he was, I guess at one point, you know, he had Joe Exotic crying him, and they were having a conversation. Joe Exotic's hugging him, crying him into his shoulder, saying he doesn't even know if he's really gay or not.
Oh, Jesus.
But he had like how many husbands by the time that shit was over? You know what I mean? He had
Oh, my
two at one
God.
time, and
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Those two husbands apparently weren't gay.
yes.
Yes, supposedly weren't gay. Well, we
Yeah.
offer people drugs and, you know, crazy
Tigers.
stuff. Tigers, yeah. And if he can handle that, it goes into Carol Baskin, owner of Big Cat Rescue. You know, she's her own little character.
She's a hypocrite.
Yes.
A hypocrite, fighting with all the big cat owners. You know, she doesn't want anybody to have big cats, which no one should have big cats privately to begin with. That's another story.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, why is it okay for her to keep tigers in cages, but nobody
else? Yeah,
it's a very weird and never really explained as to why she thinks that. You know,
and Joe Exotic was right too. Some of her cages were tiny. Some of those cages were like tiny cages for those big cats. And she was complaining about Joe Exotic's cages. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I agree with him on that. Go ahead, Derek.
She had a cat in a cage, and then had the water in another cage that had.
Yes.
Yup.
Joe Exotic pointed it out. I was like, and how am I bad? You know, it's like,
Carol fucking Baskin.
Yep.
Carol fucking Baskin.
It's that bitch Carol Baskin's fault.
That bitch Carol Baskin.
Did you have the real dink? Was it Bagavan or something like that? Doc Antle.
Oh, Doc Antle. Yep.
Yeah, he's an animal trainer. He has an animal preserve, so that fast 5 times in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I guess he trains wild animals for movies.
Apparently, he's done King Richard's Fair up here.
Really?
He's the Undertaker did something from like him and his wife did some sort of PSA from his place down in South Carolina.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, that was Doc Antle. Yeah, he's been on late night shows like Letterman and Carson and all those too. You know, when they bring out
scumbag.
You know, and
his is a cult.
That guy is such a dink. Doc Antle
that's a cult. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh yeah,
it's such a cult.
Oh,
he takes women, gets them down there, gets them with all the animals, and then basically gives them nothing to live off of, and so they're stuck there with them, and they can't do anything to get out.
You guys remember what he's a doctor of? I do.
No.
Derek, you remember what he's a doctor of?
No.
Mystical science. Mystical science. That's why we call him Doc, because he's a doctor of mystical science. Yep.
I'm gonna be a doctor.
Yep.
I'll be Dr. Love.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, he's a dink. Yeah.
But this main focus of the show is on Carol Baskin and Joe Exotic. And you know, as we said, Carol Baskin claims that Joe Exotic is abusing his tigers, and she wants to totally end big cat ownership. Like, just, you know, but it's okay for her to have them.
Yeah.
Nobody can have them except for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, but
she
charge though, she just asked for money. It's like, what's the difference? It's the same thing.
And she you know, did something bad to one of her husbands. So
yeah, he killed her.
But she's also just
she killed him rather.
Doc, because all of her employees are like volunteers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's crazy too. I mean, all these the way these guys like, you know, they're talking, Joe Exotic's guys are talking, and it's like, yeah, we get 100, 150 a week. And then the one guy, you know, that's, you know, he's like, yeah, it comes out to 138.66 a week is what he was making.
For like 150 hours or work.
Yeah, and that's what he said, 12-hour days, you know, 6-7 days a week, and he's making $138.66.
Making pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
But the whole series though, like after about 3 or 4 episodes, to me it get repetitive, because it was about, you know, Carol Baskin harassing Joe Exotic, him harassing her, him threatening to kill her over and over again. And then there's all the rumors about her killing her husband, which supposedly the rumors are that the case has been reopened, or it might be reopened because
it should be reopened
what
based
came
on
out.
the docuseries.
Was that?
Like it should be reopened based on this docuseries.
Yes.
Oh my
Should all
God,
be in
yeah.
trouble.
That alone.
Well, you know that Joe's got a $93 million lawsuit right now out, and against either the Fish and Game or the United States, and he has said that he expects, not is asking, but he expects a presidential pardon from Donald Trump.
Do you remember when he ran for president?
Yep.
I vaguely remember that.
Yep. Yeah, because
I
he
remember
showed
seeing
up.
a commercial on YouTube with him, and I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he ain't gonna prayer now."
Yeah. It's Trainwreck TV at its finest.
Yes.
At its finest. It's like, I honestly, I think even 10 years ago, I wouldn't have enjoyed this. I think I was in a different headspace then and had a different feeling towards TV and movies and stuff like that at that time. I would have classified this along the lines of a Jerry Springer and those type of shows, but
I don't mind that, but like to me, after the third episode, it just became basically repetitive.
Yeah, I
just about Joe Exotic being in trouble with the law, him fighting Carol, and that was the main theme over and over again. And him going to trial, and it's like they're all scumbags. I could kill us about them all. If they took a bomb and blew them all up, I'd be like, good, move on with life.
Yeah, you'd be doing most people a favor, honestly.
Tigers a favor.
Yeah, that's
Tigers.
It's pretty crazy. And then that who's the douchebag that takes the zoo from Joe?
Jeff Lowe.
Jeff Lowe, like yeah.
He jokes like hires him and it gets him to help him, and then he takes the thing from him.
Takes the thing from him and basically fucking sets him up for that for the whole fucking murder for hire thing. Like that's why his shit. I think he may get in trouble soon. I really do. I mean,
Doc was like that.
What's that?
Doc was saying that he was scum.
Yeah, I mean,
you shouldn't trust him.
Yeah, no, he was pretty arrogant towards the end there too. He basically admitting that he set up that whole murder for hire without actually saying it, but saying it.
I'm like, oh my God, if the police are watching this, you're fucked. They're gonna be investigating you now. Like what is wrong with these people?
Well, it's funny because
they're above the law.
Yeah, this show could get Joe off of the murder counts.
Yeah.
Put them on him instead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I did read too that there are, they left out some stuff too that does put Joe in a worse light as far as that. I don't know what it is. I just read that there was some stuff, and some of the stuff got damaged in the fire there. That
this is all from the guy who basically. The reason why this got made is because of a guy who went down and interviewed them. He was on the radio last week, and he was talking about all this stuff. And the people were asking him, like, "Are these people real?" He's like, "Yeah." First off, you do not believe how accurate this show is. This documentary, like, this is who they are. He goes, "I went down there. I'm down there for 2 weeks at the beginning. Like, these people have to be acting." Like, this cannot be real. And he was like, oh my God, this is who they are. This is totally who they are. And he goes, the longer I'm down there, I'm like,
he probably lost a few this project.
This is going to be a documentary. We got to film this. This is totally sensational. This is ridiculous. He goes, nobody's like this, but they're like this. It was a real cool interview from the guy who firsthand had seen it, and he was like, "These people are telling me things that I didn't put in that weren't put into the story that could incriminate them, and the police at some point are going to want these papers." And I'm like, "Oh boy!" He goes, "So I'm just waiting for the cops to come say, yeah, we need what you got, because this stuff even worse stuff that happened, or that I was told that isn't even in the documentary.
Oh yeah,
That's scary.
Yeah, well,
that's scary.
Yeah, that fire damaged a lot. That Rick guy that was producing the reality show was saying, I mean, he's got fucking clips of Joe Exotic shooting a tiger just because he was annoyed, and killing other animals for fun and doing some really bad stuff. It's so it's kind of crazy because guys, if you haven't seen it out there, you need to watch it, especially in this time where it's you're home most of the time, nothing to do.
I personally, after the third episode, it got repetitive for me, but I still finished the whole thing because you have to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not telling people not to watch it. Please watch this documentary and get pissed off because, I love animals. I don't care if it's a wild animal. I think all animals should be protected.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm the guy who believes, because a wild animal bites somebody, that's not a reason to kill the wild animal.
No.
I don't care what anyone says. It's our own fault for taking over the animal's land to begin with.
Yep. With you 100%, buddy.
People will say, we're going to put them down because now they're the thing of blood, blah, 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 whatever. Well, you know what? We shouldn't be taking all the land then, should we?
Yep.
It's our own fault.
I'm with you 100%.
Watch your freaking kids outside and don't let them go in the woods by themselves. Maybe they won't get bit.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%.
Now I'm going to go on a rant.
Yeah, Roy's rant.
Jesus.
Roy's rant.
I'm all for animals.
At the end of the documentary, like the workers at Joe's Zoo was like nobody won the war between them.
Yeah.
The animals lost the animals lost.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yeah, Staff said it. The girl that lost her arm there. Which was, I thought she was a man at first. And then I even read an article just yesterday, and it was referring to Staff as a man. She was on David Spade's podcast. Yeah, he's been doing the everybody. He's been on his podcast and on his late night show or whatever he does. I've never seen the show. I don't know anything about it, but apparently
it's on YouTube too. I guess his podcast is on YouTube.
But
I happened to run across it. I didn't watch it because I don't care. But
yeah, but
out of all the people, I liked her the most.
Yeah, she was the coolest. Her and the guy that worked for Joe with the hippie guy that with the beard, longer beard and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The hippie guy, I liked both them.
Take care of all the animals.
Yeah.
Oh, how about the guy? Me and Derek talking about this at work. How about the guy who saw the husband shoot himself? The look on his face and he just froze.
That poor bastard, dude.
But dude was like that for like 15 seconds on the camera.
I know.
Yeah, at first I was like, did I pause this? Because it's not moving. He's just like, but can you imagine that, dude? Like that is going to be one of the worst things ever to witness.
I've actually seen, when I worked at the hospital, I actually saw someone get shot in the head.
Ugh.
And being working in the operating room, I got rushed down there to, in case he had to be rushed in for surgery. So I helped bring him into the ER room. And I hang around. His skull was just blown open.
Oh.
It was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I remember I helped put him in. I'll never forget this. I helped put him into med flight to get sent into Boston, and I just got picked up in the OR. And one of the nurses goes, "Well, that was a waste of time." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He just died." I'm like, "Oh, all right." And there was no way he was surviving because his brain matter was everywhere. Like you could just see it splattered. It was like even I knew it was like, yeah, this guy ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, dude. That scene. I mean, that's why it's like when they first introduced that guy, the guy that witnessed it. I don't know if you remember. His first thing on camera is he's got a weed vape thing, and
yes.
and I'm just like,
I thought of you actually.
They're we got another weird another weird guy, and then like you see that and I'm just like yeah, I can understand why that guy's sucking weed down like that, dude.
I saw some shit.
Yeah,
I liked him.
Yeah, he actually wasn't a bad character. Well, and all
He
it said,
seemed sane.
He was the
Like why are you there?
yeah, that was the only weird thing was how close he still was, like, or how much he defended Joe even up until the end there, you know, that, but he was his campaign manager. So, I mean, but he was another normal, like, okay, you know, just seemed like a normal dude.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes
I felt bad for that guy because I'm like, how did Joe manage to pick the guy that wants to be like the campaign manager? Like that was his dream, to be a campaign manager.
Well, because he worked the Walmart that Joe would buy his guns and ammo from, and I'm sure he told Joe that was, you know, I'm sure he talked politics with Joe or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, why else would you just pick the guy that sells you guns to be your campaign manager? You know, they had.
Go ahead, Tom.
I would say they would have had to talk at some point about politics or something, you know?
I don't see Joe Exotic picking somebody professional to be a campaign man. Like, I don't see him picking a professional person.
No.
I see him picking like me. Like you, what are you doing? Give me a campaign manager. I'm like, dude, I know nothing about being a campaign. I don't care. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, all right, dude. It's your loss, not mine.
But now if this guy ever gets to be a campain manager again, his resume is going to say, oh, I was Joe Exotic's campaign manager.
Man, I can only imagine what he's going through, because like seeing someone shoot themselves and remember what I saw with the brain, just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? That's like, I've never seen anybody shoot themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've only seen the after effect, but I can imagine and the trauma that poor guy must be going through. It's like, Jesus.
Dude, that's that's tough.
Well, not even that. That guy was saying like the guy didn't even believe the gun was loaded.
Yes, which makes it worse to me. It's like now you're thinking, you know, like if it was me, I'd be thinking like, what was he thinking? Like, oh, I'm playing a game, and then he's not there anymore.
Yeah, it was something with the clip or something. He didn't think there a certain. Yeah, I don't know much about guns, but
he didn't get a bullet in the chamber. The clip was empty, but there was a bullet in the actual chamber. I knew a kid actually. I was playing basketball. It's when I was like 30 years ago. One time I was playing basketball, and this little kid, I don't remember how old I was, but he must have been 7 or 8 years old. Came over and he was just watching me play basketball. I was just shooting baskets, nothing big. And he goes, "Can I play? Shoot some basketball?" Yeah. So I was showing him how to shoot baskets. And he goes, "Well, I got to go home." And this is about like 8 in the morning. So I go do some other stuff. I go home around noontime. And my mother goes, "Did you hear what happened?" I go, "No." And that little boy that I was playing basketball with went home, found his father's gun, and blew his head off. Literally 20 minutes later, because he happened to find his father's gun. And I'll never forget that. Like, I was with that kid 20 minutes earlier playing basketball, and he went home and then killed himself. And that kind of started kids finding guns. Like that year, there was several kids that found their parents' guns and killed themselves. And it was like by accident. And it was like, holy Jesus. It was like, I'll never ever forget that. Something that sticks with me to this day. And then that was like 30 years ago. And I still think about that every so often. It's crazy.
Not a fan of guns, personally. I'm not a fan.
No. I'd shoot myself. I wouldn't dare have a gun. I'm too clumsy. I drop my phone all the time. Maybe me with a gun. Jesus Christ!
I had one at one point in my life, and I remember I was having a conversation with a friend, and he was like, "You should not have one." And by the end of the conversation, I was like, "Yep, I don't." I remember I was living in Chicago. I walked out of my apartment and sold it right away. I was like, I can't believe I ever had this in my house. I couldn't believe it. I'm so glad I did. Oh my God.
They're scary.
Yeah, dude.
I grew up in an era where, I'm older than you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a kid. They were like, this was probably 10 years or so before the gun incident happened, there were no guns. There were obviously, but
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean.
when people want to get somebody, it was either with a knife or a fist fight. That's the way it was. I can remember a kid threw firecrackers on my porch one time. My sister was out on the porch. She was a baby, and we had friends, like real close friends of the family, and who were considered the really bad people in Brockton. And they went and found that person and beat the living hell out of them because they could have really hurt my sister. Like, don't you ever do that again, or I'll kill you.
Good.
Like, these are bad people. Oh yeah, and today they would have shot him. You know what I mean? Back then it was a fist fight. You move on with life and get over it, and everyone lives.
Yeah.
Like, we all do stupid things. Now doing something stupid could end your life, and
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Ooh, heavy topic.
What a way to end the show.
Woo.
We went down to 0 viewers, and 2 of them came back. I don't know why they came back, but 2 of them came back. Hi, whoever came back.
Good.
But Jesus, we had a wide range of show today. Went from a fun Terracon to The Walking Dead to the craziness of like people getting killed on the Tiger King and
Yeah. No, it's
little kids getting blown in the head.
It's good, give some people something, some alternatives, some entertainment in this weird world we're living in right now. You know what I mean? It's like, I know I've been on YouTube a lot lately, just looking at random stuff that I never thought I would, just because it's nothing to do. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of hours to fill in a day when you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, watch some anime.
Yeah.
Look at that. With all the stuff going on in professional wrestling, Tom, we could have a bunch of episodes to put up,
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
All the craziness happening.
Oh, speaking of which, WrestleMania weekend starts tonight. Well, it actually already started yesterday, but I mean, tonight is night 1 of WrestleMania.
Is this Gronk's night?
What's that?
Is this Gronk's night?
I think he's hosting both nights.
I almost ordered the free thing just to watch it, and then I was like, I really don't care.
Yeah, it's
sad.
It's going to be interesting. How they do it. I mean, I may put it on, just out of curiosity. The only one I was kind of curious to see how they were going to do, the Fiend match there with John Cena, but I don't even know which night that is. So
yeah, I was watching one of those wrestling YouTube things, and they were saying as of 2 days ago they still didn't have a format set as to how they wanted to do it, which is so WWE now. Like, they wait to the last minute, and then everything's a piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the first pay-per-view for them since this whole thing started, right?
Yes, since everything shut down, yes, this is their first pay-per-view.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they do like these big stories for
Now,
like no.
What would you guys have done if you were running WWE and you had WrestleMania coming up? Would you have done it?
No, I would. You know what I would have done if what I would have done was some of the matches that I would have just put them on, like, the tapings, because they've supposedly taped a bunch of stuff now, because it's and I would have done that with a bunch of the matches, like the big matches, like the title matches. I would have just said, okay, when it's all said and done, that way you have the live audience, you come back and stuff. That's how I would have done it, and just taped as much as I could, and tape some of those matches that were maybe going to be at WrestleMania that just weren't as big of a deal, and put them on their weekly show. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I would have just done regular matches, and then when everything was done, then I would have had WrestleMania.
Yeah, because they're saying
that's the one big thing,
Yeah,
one of the big 4, I should say.
Is your AEW doing the same thing? Like, they're doing their matches without audiences, or they're just not on the air anymore?
Yeah, they're They same thing. No audience. I mean, they put a couple of their wrestlers out in the audience and stuff,
which is pretty cool. That is kind of cool. I wish WWE would copy that.
Yeah,
that makes it fun at least.
Yeah,
you know?
They're there anyway.
Yeah, it helps it definitely. It definitely helps the presentation just to have a little bit of noise.
Comedy too.
With that,
it adds something else to the show too. Like it adds some comedy. Like they're all back there betting on the matches. You know, MJF's like, "I'll give you $20." You know, they're having fun with it. You know.
Yeah, they handled it better for sure.
What if someone did like the video game audience, like your sports video games with like the fake audiences?
Oh yeah, that would have been kind of fun.
Speaking of that, are you guys watching the NBA basketball tournament going on?
No.
Did you guys hear about it?
I heard about it.
I
put it on for 2 seconds. And I'm like, I don't care enough. But I think it's cool though. I do think it's cool.
They I did read they found a old rule in the books that the LA Lakers could be just given the title this year because there's some old rule that whatever team had the best record as of the cancellation would just be named it.
I can see that. I wouldn't do that, but I can see that.
Did they have the best record though? I thought it was
that's what this article said, that the Lakers had the best record at the time of the cancellation.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And then they announced Garnett, Duncan, and Kobe Bryant to the Hall of Fame. I think that's a good class right there. A good class of guys going into the NBA.
I draft them.
Yeah, it's a good class right there.
Those three guys could beat a lot of five guy teams.
Yeah, that's a good squad right there. Duncan, Garnett, and Kobe.
Yeah, see, the Lakers don't have the best record. Milwaukee does. The Lakers.
That's weird then. Yeah, because the
Lakers are 49-14, and the Bucks are 53-12.
Yeah, so that's weird.
Yes, Milwaukee's played like 2 extra games, but
what's the percentage?
Losses.
Yeah.
What's the percentage though?
Yeah, what's the
That's
win?
what would matter.
Milwaukee's is 815. LA Lakers is 778.
Yeah, so
that was my theory.
I don't know. I didn't question it because wasn't following the NBA before COVID. So I just read that article.
I'm pretty sure Milwaukee had like the best.
Hey guys, don't leave. I'm just gonna end the show.
Okay.
All right, guys. I want to thank you for watching the show. We're gonna get out of here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Comment on this video. For Tom, Dirk, and myself, have a geeky great day. And whoever stayed and listened, thank you very much. You win a cookie. Have a good one. Be safe. Stay home. If you have N95 masks, turn them in.